up, world?
What it do?
It's your boy Jimbo,
I'm that guy Joe.
and welcome to a very, very, very special episode.
The most proper of meetings.
The most
Episode
proper of
105.
meetings. Huge announcement today. We are kicking off a collective with our buddy Mike, Dub, guys behind the scenes, Tyler, Trevor, Alex. Really kind of spearheaded by our boy Mike that's on for the first time. Mike, you want to say hello?
Hello, it's good to be here.
So why don't you tell them the name of our collective and then we'll explain what we're doing.
Vigiseers Collective, right? And if you're familiar with any of the Viking mythos or mythology, you should know what that means. It's the compass used to make sure that they don't lose their way. And that can represent a lot of things, right? On the boat, in battle, in life, in sobriety.
Yeah. So Mike just mentioned sobriety at the end of that and why this is really unique. Vigiseers Collective is actually the seven of us are launching a mead collective. You might see in the frame right now these buckets behind me.
Oh
There
yeah.
are two carboys over there right now. In this basement alone, we have 20 gallons of mead that is brewing right now, and that is purely just the tip of the iceberg of what we have going on right now.
Yes, bigger and better things. And then we also have our first carbonated hydromel, which is a lower ABV mead kegged up.
So what is a hydro? So for our listeners that are not, not like huge meat people, they might have seen us at Four Brothers or heard about us at Four Brothers or gone. What is a hydrocell?
A hydromel is just
Hydromel. My God damn it.
It's all right, man. A lot of people don't know the.
I think a hydroseal is something in your nuts. Like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
The subcategories of mead, lower ABV, crushable session mead, some people call it, is considered a hydromel.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've got in this keg right here is the first, our first carbonated hydromel at 7.2%.
7.2.
In this cute little
In this
keg.
cute little thing. We've also got a couple of jars here. So this right here that we're going to taste, this is Berhoist.
Bear hoist, yes. It means harvested berries.
I mean, look at the color on that beautiful.
No camera frames, you do it justice.
And then this is wine, correct?
Yeah, that's a wine that my wife spearheaded the creation of, and I just used to sweat off my brow and some yeast and water. But that is our tropical wine.
So,
Fuck yeah, so what are we pouring up first?
well, so essentially we're making a shitload of mead. Right now we've got what we have fermenting is a traditional, a orange peel. Right here we have more Berhoist, but with elderberry.
Yes.
And then back here we have what is going to be our Bifrost. And our Bifrost is going to be apple, pear, cranberry, and basically allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg. This is our winter, our celebration winter brew. It's going to be fucking phenomenal. But we're going to start out with, we're going to have a little Berhoist. And the reason I kind of caught myself is Mike is sober. So Mike has been sober for how long?
A little over 2.5 years now.
2.5 years, and yet he is our leader. He's our mastermind. He is our mead master, leading this collective. Now, don't get it wrong. The rest of us do a little bit of drinking. We do enjoy. We do like vibing.
I think I'm the only one in the collective that known Mike when he drank.
That's fucking wild. I've only met him a handful of times, and it's already the Viking family. It's already the whole.
Me and Mike used to crush drink.
We used to go hard, and then
Hard in the paint.
Tyler, the background guy, he knew me in my drinking days, and when I say,
Oh, you did too? Okay.
yeah,
All right.
I was drinking almost a fifth of whiskey on lunch break.
So we the only two, bro? Are we? All right, yeah, shit.
Yeah.
So only two of us.
Only two of you guys. Yeah.
Well, you know what, bro? Let's properly bring you back. Welcome back, the one and only Dub Flow, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed episode 99, I mean, fuck off. But Episode 105, we got you back up. We got the Egan's Rats.
Thank you.
Like I said before we hit record, we don't fucking do any kind of script, so you didn't get a proper intro. But
No. I think
but hey, man,
I think
you're the real facilitator. You know, you really made this happen, bro. And you and I have been talking about it loosely since like last year.
I knew this guy, he knew them, I knew y'all.
So Dub is the one that kind of helped.
Yeah.
So we got Mike here, who's the meat master,
belt.
and Dub is the one that connected myself, Joe, and Alex, who are all now part of the
You
collective.
see what happened
With Mike and Tyler and Trevor.
What really happened is that me and this fool figured out that we're both big mead fans at Paint Lewis last year by drinking a fucking bottle of Four Brothers.
You brought a bottle.
Unexpectedly.
And you brought a couple horns.
Yeah, and we threw the fuck down.
Just traveling with horns.
Yeah, and then just from that,
with a bottle of mead
like,
horns.
Taking
we already been
pulls on the
cool.
horn.
You know, we play shows, we kick it, we've already been cool, but like that was the first time that we realized, like, oh shit, you fuck with me? Yeah, I fuck with me. Yeah, dude, let's go. And he's one of the only people that you and I know, Jim, that like actually knows Four Brothers mead and drinks it.
Right.
That is outside of our immediate circle. And so we just like, we chopped it up and fucking drank a whole bottle of mead, and immediately we're like, man, I gotta make this shit. I want to make this shit too.
And if you don't know, I mean, you know, yes, we're kind of starting our own mead making thing, but no shade at Four Brothers. They were some of our earliest fans, right? Like,
Skull to the brothers. I fucking love
they're
you.
some of the
guys.
first ones to ever kind of put us on and recognize us and what
dude,
we were about.
I
and what
fucking
we were
love
doing,
the brothers.
But
all right, so
I want to ask Mike. So, how did this kind of come about? Like the making the mead, wanting to create this collective.
Well, the collective started because I was spending too much money.
Oh, Jim, that's good.
You can ask
Myself.
You can ask his wife, right? Yeah.
Myself, Tyler, and Trevor, the three of us, you know, we started doing this back in March, and I think the initial first couple of bigger batches with equipment and, you know, tables and just supplies, I think we were in like almost $700, right?
Woof. Total or a piece?
Total.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
But, you know, I had also.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No. But I mean.
By the way,
still.
if you can't tell, we're in my basement. None of us are filthy fucking rich. We're not launching a multi-billion-dollar corporation right now, right? We're all blue-collar dudes, like.
And my son was literally getting ready to turn a year old, so I'm still a new father. You know, I had my first child at 40 years old, so you know, splitting $700 three ways, and just to try to make something that, of course, my wife is like, oh, but you can't drink it, you can't taste it, and this is silly. I mean, we had all those naysayers, but you know, Tyler and Trevor, they had my back 110%.
Yeah,
they wanted to get down and try it, and the idea for the mead, I was telling Jim and Joe before, and I think I told Dub, but we were making jams, right? I was trying to do, I need some sort of extra income, so I was making jams, seeing how all these jam companies are just popping up out of nowhere.
Yeah,
so
shit's not cheap.
we were making jam. And then in December, I went to a wedding in Iowa. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law got married, and they had all these meats and breads and cheeses, and I was like, man, all we need is some wine, and we could do this ourselves, right? We could use all of our
You're
own
already
stuff.
fucking with the jams, so you're fucking with the bright fruits at that point anyway.
Yeah, because our
You're a yeast away from some alcohol.
right, exactly. And a little too much
Just
extra pectin, right? Because you got to add pectin to the jams, and you got to take it away when you're making the meats, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I started thinking about it in December, and you know, talking to the guys, and then we pulled the trigger roughly right before my anniversary. So like March 18th, I think our first batch of meat was created.
And that is the stuff I had last time, the 7 month.
Yes.
Delicious. I've also had
absolutely fucking incredible.
It was really good.
Dude, this
really good.
You know,
I was telling Alex on the way over here, I was like, dude, I'm so glad you finally get to come and meet Mike and shit. And I was like, because look, every single time we hang out and I try some of his meat, I just get more and more excited, because I was like, fuck, I look at our batches, I'm like, that's the future.
Yeah,
like this, since we just mixed up the berry, man, like tasting this, I'm like, oh, dude, it's so good.
Yeah,
It's so fucking good, bro.
This berry right here, man, is just like, I've told him this before, man. We drank a lot of that berry at Rim Fair and everything like that, man. This is just like the notch above. It's like you can just tell there's nothing like artificial about it or anything.
Yeah.
Man. It's just you get the fruit, you get the sweetness.
It's fucking real deal. How old is this batch?
That mixed berry batch, I'd say, is 4 months old.
Mm.
And
Nice.
it is still very young.
But
compared to
delicious,
winemaking and
right.
meads and
For young, it's delicious.
And I'm not going to give any trade secrets, but you know, no sorbates, no sulfites, nothing.
No. That's kind of one of the things I really enjoy about the endeavor that we're kind of getting into here is, we're going all that. I mean, it's a natural business. It's a natural. Everything we make is natural, and you're gonna notice that it's. I mean, this is. Don't get me wrong. I love Four Brothers, and that's how Joe and I found mead.
Oh yeah, dude. During the pandemic,
that,
that's part of how we made buddies with those guys.
But I mean, fuck. I got 20 gallons of my own shit in the basement, you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
man.
That's how I ended up here, man. It was like, I was buying Four Brothers mead, which I do like a lot, but I was paying $27 a bottle.
Right.
I'm spending, and
Well,
I'm drinking it myself.
aside from that, man, it's just like, we're collective minds that all kind of think alike. I fucking love beer. I'm not going to stop buying other people's beer, but I cannot wait to brew my own shit.
And there's a lot of artistry in this room
and
as
then
well.
we're fucking podcasters, man.
Yeah.
Like, why would we not want to create our own shit?
Right.
You know?
There's a lot of artistry in this room between Joe and Dub being musical artists, and then Joe and I being
I paid
the
too,
food.
bro. I paid too.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Jim earlier. You were like, we were
being the
talking
food
about
guys that Joe and I are as well. And just the beautiful mind that Mike has over here.
Sorry about that the other night, guys. That wasn't on purpose. When we get going on food, like all of a sudden there was this whole fucking menu that got created, and I realized I'm like, that's like 20 messages.
Where we created a whole menu for the restaurant for a restaurant.
Fucking crazy.
I haven't even started.
I know we had
talking
ideas,
about
though, right?
creations when
Yeah,
it comes to
fucking
food.
ideas.
I was
Yeah.
salivating reading that menu.
I just love creating, anything.
And
Food, drink.
And so, I mean, honestly, we just met Tyler and Trevor for the first time tonight. They all just met Alex for the first time tonight. But one of the most beautiful things today is just how quickly this collective has clicked in general. I think that, I mean, we all have kind of this
is the same.
this core thing that we're all like passionate about already, and. I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, I know you love mead. I know
mead brings us all together.
The mead brings,
but it also in the homes bring us closer to the gods.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
It's creating life in universes made of yeast, and sugar, and berries, and water, which is eternal, right?
Yeah, I mean it's the oldest alcohol in the world, from what I understand, and that's also to me something very beautiful that we're diving into is this world that has a history. Not the beer and winemaking doesn't, but this is the oldest alcohol in the world, and man, we're connecting to history here.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
Mike had told me the story of how mead came from the gods.
So, what is the story that you've been told?
well, the story that I told Dub, is one of many, right?
Right.
It's one of many. But I can't remember the names of the dwarves, but they jumped on the creator of this mead. That he was like, he was a giant. He was like a god of knowledge and all this stuff. So he had this mead, and these dwarves
called the mead of poetry.
The mead of poetry. Okay, these dwarves, they ended up killing the giant, stealing the mead, right? But Odin, who knows all, knew of this, so he went to the dwarves and said, "I will keep your secret if you let me have 3 drinks." So he filled his jaws in 3 drinks. He took it all, and when he turned into a raven to take it back to Asgard, some spilled out and landed in Midgard, and that's where mead in the mythos.
So I love that mythology.
Let's go.
The story, I mean, basically the thing that we talked to the brothers about is, and the only real theory about this, and this is wild when you think about it, is that mead was an accident more than likely. If we're not talking mythology, we're talking about like real world science. It probably just was that puddle of water and honey mixed, and then a yeast fell into it, something with yeast in it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
And
About
it created
like the folklore history that's
because
not with the gods. That
the
like,
same thing with
they
beer,
say
though,
that it
right?
really might have naturally.
But even
just
beer,
happened,
well, I mean,
but
we all know,
motherfuckers got
if we know
lucky,
alcohol,
yeah,
you know
just drank
champagne was an
alcohol.
accident. It was monks in France that did it wrong, and it carbonated, and hence champagne was created. And not that beer. My favorite thing is that yes, beer probably was an accident at some point. Even distilling was some sort of weird experiment, or you know. But mead was probably created in nature by accident at some point, and then they figured out how to recreate it.
Yeah,
fucking
like
beautiful.
I always look at things like, I'm gonna say beer. Beer, more than likely, someone discovered it was alcoholic from the grain because a grain barrel was left open in the rain.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah,
Same
that
thing-
does make sense.
Same
Fuck.
thing with somebody foraging honey, right?
Mhm.
A cracked or open beehive that filled with rain,
Right.
wild yeast. They smelled it, they drank it, it tasted
Right.
sweet, had a burn.
Was amazing
Yeah.
out the
You know?
beehive.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Right.
You know, stings and all. Probably the first case of someone being like, "Man, I don't know, that guy's got herpes." You know.
But I'm gonna drink out of it.
Right. And then, you know, some of the oldest, you know, mead that they found was in clay pots in Asia.
Right.
And even till this day, right now, I believe mead is the official drink of Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's
Hell, it does.
awesome.
Mead-
I mean,
And we're gonna make it the official drink of St. Louis.
We are gonna make it the official. You know what? AB
Hey man, it's
AB
growing.
sold the
It's
InBev,
growing, bro.
Yeah.
you know, years ago, a decade. What was
this
that? A
right
decade
here.
and a half ago. So that means
This trick
that
up the sleeve.
Digicel's Collective is officially going to take the place of AB InBev. And give me 10 years and our name will be on Busch Stadium. It'll no longer be Busch Stadium.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It'll be Fidget Seer Collective.
Fidget Seer Collective.
Just see your
Man, this okay. So I just poured myself some of this wine, and
I
this
almost
is
want to see if I have
what's
one
in
on
this
cable.
wine?
I think I got one. more.
It's our tropical
Alright.
wine. It's coconut water base,
yes, I actually love that.
pineapple juice, some passion fruit, some mango. Right now, I have a half a gallon sitting on some mandarin oranges just to add a little acidity and some of that orange flavor.
Yeah,
And we're gonna keep that going until it starts getting a little warmer outside.
hell yeah, dude. That's So as you can see, I mean,
Shall we?
Skull.
Let's go.
Still drinking on the berry. Let's go.
AB,
We've
O'Doul's
got
Amber.
AB O'Doul's NA
best
Amber.
NA beer on the market. None of that hits.
Hey, don't add mead, bro. I was already mead drunk
That's
before
tasty.
this started.
And
this
so,
podcast.
and I also that's another one of the
Right,
things
right.
that
we drink a lot of mead before we ever started this.
You know,
I'm not chugging this berry.
for a man in sobriety, the control I've seen just in the few times I've met you, the control I've seen in you and the drive really impresses me. That you know, obviously you have to taste your own product, right? If you were doing a batch by yourself, you have to taste it, but your control to actually spit it out like you're just tasting a wine and not let that temptation 2.5 years of sobriety slip away has been very
Yeah,
impressive.
pretty awesome,
I mean,
man,
it,
for real, 'cause-
yeah, man, it's
I mean, you know, sobriety and recovery, it's hard, right? And it's an unpopular opinion for me to say this, but it gets easy. And, you know, I'm an alcoholic. I don't know about
yeah,
the
man, I
guys.
tried it for 2 days once.
You know,
And then you're like,
I
went
couldn't-
from
I
one
couldn't
alcohol,
tell
like,
you,
went
from
I
one
couldn't
month,
tell
it's
you
like, I
about
could do it.
heroin or
Now I can drink as
fentanyl or
much as I
meth,
want.
but I know a lot
Right.
of guys
Yeah.
that have been through it and have stayed sober as well.
Yeah.
But for me, it got easy, man. First out of rehab, you know, I was a couple months sober, and it was time to change my life. And me and my wife talked about her getting pregnant.
Yeah.
We both always wanted kids, and probably wasn't the smartest move to do that 3 months after getting sober.
Hey,
But it worked.
what better motivator?
Hey, it's worked
It
out,
worked.
man.
What
10 years
absolute
cool as fuck,
better
too.
fucking motivator
It worked.
to not relapse than to have a son or a daughter. And it's, you know, I
it's
I
pretty
have
big.
family that has gone through this. My brother doesn't watch this. My brother, and I'll give him credit. He has gotten clean from the hard stuff. He actually does drink still, but like, I'll give him credit. He's done well with maintaining, like, that doesn't get away from him.
Yeah, and I know a lot of guys that gotten clean off the hard stuff and went back to drinking. And A couple of them are dead now.
Yeah,
Drinking's
because
slippery.
it
slope.
is
the
a
gateway
very
drug.
slippery
I
slope.
believe that alcohol is
There's only
the
two
gateway drug.
There's
Well,
only two substances on this world that we abuse that you could die from DTing off of them. One of them is heroin. You know what the other one is?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
So
One
Grant,
of
now,
those is legal, bro.
one thing I'm actually we don't need to go down this rabbit hole, but I went to college. What I studied in college was psychopharmacology and wanted to help addicts and deal with that. What I was always taught was heroin detox will feel like death, but you cannot die. Alcohol withdrawal will not feel as bad, but you can fucking die.
Yeah,
So I was always taught that actually heroin will not, you can't die from detoxing from that, but if you're a legit alcoholic and you're detoxing from it, you won't feel it as bad. Not that it doesn't suck, but you won't feel it as bad, but it can fucking kill you. The shock to your
It's still a shock.
But what is
Next thing you
fucked
know,
up,
your liver will shut
yeah,
down.
and what I don't remember this chemical compound because it's been 15 fucking years. But there is a chemical in your brain. It's a white substance. If they do an autopsy, it's a white substance on your brain. And the only two drugs that do produce that same white substance is alcohol and heroin. And that is why a lot of times they tell, like, you know, you went through recovery. If you're a heroin addict, a coke addict, whatever, they go, you can't do any of it. There is no picking and choosing what you're, you know, and that's where I kind of impressed by my brother that he has been able to pick and choose, and he has not relapsed at all. He's not had any fucking problems. He's probably better than he's ever been.
Well, that's good. That's
But
good.
but that's why they tell, you know, if you're getting out, you're out. You're out. There's no hell, you know. My thing was cocaine, so I'll dip my toe in the alcohol thing. I guess somebody that, you know, occasionally, you know, what makes me want that more than drinking,
and
right?
It's a
crazy.
gateway for sure in that way.
It's crazy that you know, I went through rehab and the meetings and stuff like that, and it didn't work for me. I had to find something to hold on to. My willpower, strength, my son, even this little black band I wear, my wife mailed to me when I was in rehab. I haven't taken it off since.
Yeah.
But when it comes to that, I also just passed my certification test to be a recovery counselor.
That's
right?
awesome.
Oh,
Congratulations,
man. Congrats.
But these new age,
That deserves a cheers, right?
yeah,
Right.
Let's
Go.
But these new age courses I just did, and I did get the certification. It's like, you know, meet the person where they're at, right?
Yeah.
I can understand that, meet them where they're at. But they want me to tell somebody that's a destructive alcoholic, okay, how about no whiskey tonight, but you can still drink your beer. No, an alcoholic, when they're 4 or 5 beers in,
Right.
the shots are
The
fucking
whiskey's
coming.
gonna come.
Yeah, it's
come.
whispering from that cabinet. Hey man,
So
how about just a shot?
Yeah, and then you're not just getting drunk. It's like, we're just going to keep going.
yeah,
See what the fuck
Yeah.
happens.
yeah.
But here's an interesting thing, man. I want to chime in on about this. It's like, I'm 33. I've probably drank alcohol over half of my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I partied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I partied. You know me back when we was partying hard.
We was fucking,
We
we
was
were going
going
out of the 6 spigot spout thing at
Yeah.
ATG's house,
Fuck
man.
yeah, man. We was going wild, bro. We was going
Fuck
wild.
yeah, dude. 6 lines?
Yeah, 6-line beer pong, bro.
We
called it
6-line
Medusa.
We had a 6-line one that one of our buddies that went to Raleigh, he was an engineer. He's like, yeah, I thought I'd build this for you guys. We're like, all right, sweet.
Bro, but I'm
So
beer
as
balling
somebody
and
who-
pouring whiskey in it as the beer's
Yeah.
coming.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know, man. He was wild.
But no, back
but
to
so
your point.
yeah, my point is, man, I've drank alcohol over half of my life. Man, when you brew your own, when it's a homemade batch, it's like a whole different buzz, man.
Right?
Yeah,
you
there's
get
a pride
you get
to
a
There's
whole,
a glory.
well, you do get it.
satisfaction
You
that's a
definitely
little
get the
different.
pride too. But I'm talking like the actual break it down to bare facts. Somebody who didn't brew it, they got no pride in it. Like the
Right.
buzz is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a different
Oh, yeah.
kind of ride, man. And
It's like giving yourself your own affirmations, right?
Yeah.
It's like how you said you cook a great steak with 4 ingredients,
Right.
right? You want some,
But
Yeah.
but also at
feedback,
that rate,
you know?
it's better for you.
Yes.
Just like this is, man. We brewed some spice peach, man, and me and this guy drank a bottle of it a few nights back. And
We
dude, the
did top off
next
that whole
two
bottle, too.
the next 2 mornings I woke up, bro, I felt fucking great.
Yeah.
man.
For the
And
first
issues.
time
It
in
was
years,
young, right? It
dude.
was young.
Yeah,
so
it's
you got to
super
think of
young.
the probiotics that early fermentation did for your insides.
I know some peach kombucha.
Yeah, exactly.
Spice peach mead kombucha. And dude, I felt so good. Like,
So
I'm gonna feel good tomorrow.
do we have anything left
peach
in here?
tonight.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're
So
ready to
we
get
got
this last
one other thing that we're gonna sip on. By the way, that tropical wine.
Yeah,
Absolutely goddamn
let's
delicious.
talk about that because me personally, I'm not a big wine person. I'm not going to be a fucking baby about it.
I am
really
hoity-toity
drink wine.
occasionally. I did go to the Smet.
Especially sweeter, lighter
Right, it should be
wines
ready
and
to
stuff.
go, man.
But that little lady right there, she's very nice. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that head.
Look
at that
shout out
head.
To your wife, Sarah, too,
Once
man.
you
Like,
get
she's
that
a-
on there.
Look at
Yeah, your lady's got some real
That's a
skills
good head
too.
right there.
Yeah,
Man,
she,
the
when
health
Sarah and I
That
first,
fucking bro, that
the
potion
health
that you and I
potions,
drank,
bro.
dude.
when Sarah and I first met, she did not drink beer at all. So her and her family, especially her dad's side, they're always wine drinkers. Her dad and them, of course, they'll drink beer.
No,
Yeah.
I've been chugging.
Wine with dinner.
Everybody had the wine.
Everybody's
and the wine.
drinking wine when we get there.
Yeah.
So when she's my first line of defense. Like I taste it, and of course I get the alcohol and the flavor, and I know what I want to do. But when she comes to mixing and telling me like to stop or to hold on sweetening or let me ferment longer, it's her
Yeah.
tongue.
Well,
It's brilliant.
I bet it is. But that's the other beauty of having a 7-person collective here, right? Is our quality control is everyone from a man that is sober, to guys like myself and Dub and Joe that we still love to fucking party.
Man, can I
Tyler
We
and
be drinking a
Trevor.
little bit.
Can I chime in on Tyler and Trevor for a
Yeah.
second too? With that peach mead we just re-racked it for secondary.
Yeah.
Man, this well-oiled machine of Mike, Trevor, and Tyler, bro, just fucking right.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing to
Dude,
watch.
this all happened in
Sure.
my basement. I had a lot of hands-on with this peach. Dude, literally all I did was I was a bottle shuffler.
Yeah.
They were like, we need a bottle now.
Yeah.
Put it under there.
I mean, talking to them, they seem your most
put your hand out to the
casual
side,
drinkers
bottle.
possible. Not
But
even.
passionate about
Yeah.
the meat, bro. Like,
And
these
so-
guys are very
Yeah,
passionate.
so
about
our
the meat.
quality control runs the gamut from partiers and heavy
From
drinkers,
degenerates.
from degenerates,
From
heathen
over there.
So Alex
From
is sleeping
fucking
over there
heathens,
upstairs.
bro.
From degenerates to
Right?
winos to
So
sobriety.
we're gonna have to
Everywhere
wrap
in
this up in a
between.
few minutes. We're running out of time. But this last one, what is this last one, Mike? This is our carbonated. What is
Oh,
this?
man. This is the trick up the sleeve. shit.
This
Yeah,
is
this is that magic low
This is your
This is the peach mango hydromel, and I'm going to give a shout out to a local black-owned company
Oh,
in
it
South
smells
County Mall.
amazing.
Tea Party. Those chicks there, ladies, I'm sorry, have some of the best teas and so much variety,
It's a vibe.
and
Dude.
that's where I get some
Black
of my
cardamom.
ingredients from.
That tea and that
Yeah.
mead was amazing.
I have we're gonna have a subcategory. It's a vibe, and we're gonna be using Tea Party's teas
We got a whole series.
So good.
and
That
making
mead,
of it. It's
Yeah.
they're
I
fantastic.
let 12
Shop
different
that.
people try
Jimmy,
that mead, and they all
For the way
loved
me and
it.
you are about brews and the different series that we like.
Oh yeah, the
You know,
road sodies from
Yeah,
Florian,
or
the
like the Oop
Voltron.
series from Maplewood.
Yeah, the
like,
Oops.
like that's something that as beer podcasters we fucking love. So to have a whole
Dude,
series
and
of our
don't
own
forget
mead, bro.
the hops.
So this
The
is a
hops that are-
citra
Smell.
hop.
The smell
This is a
alone is-
lightly citra hopped, carbonated. It's a
It
vibe.
literally smells amazing.
Mango peach, 7.2% mead. And I mean, buddy, when this shit eventually gets canned and the masses get to try it, you're gonna go fucking
Like, it
wild.
smells like the skin
Your
of a
panties are
peach.
gonna be soaked,
It's
men
really
and
good.
women.
I had to
Okay.
ask him. I was
Our
like,
final
yo,
skull for the evening.
Final skull.
Does
Well,
my
not for the
orange
evening,
smell
but for
like
the
hops?
episode.
Anybody got anything they want to plug? Dub, you got anything to plug real quick?
Yeah, man, I've been making a lot of mead, and we got new music dropping soon on Egan's Rad saying Dub Flow, man. So, stay tuned on that.
All
Fuck
right.
Yeah, we gotta
Ladies
get
and
another show
gentlemen,
pretty soon, man. Dude,
Stay
that's
tuned. New
it's
shit
amazing.
launching, new socials launching soon. We got a lot of stuff launching. We want to thank Mike, Dub, Alex, Tyler, Trevor.
Sarah.
Welcome to the family. All right,
Fidget
Yeah,
Seer
thanks for
Collective.
Fidget Seer Collective. We out.
Nice.
Nice, man. Got a nice little half hour one.
Perfect little half hour.
All right.
So one thing I do like about this program